Woohoo! Hello. Happy Monday. It's the start of a new week. Right? It's Monday. Yippee! It's the last full week of streams before I go to Offkai next weekend. Yeah, hello. Hello. Mondays are not happy, no. I know, it be like Garfield sometimes. It be like Garfield sometimes. It's my last week! No! It's my last full week. There's still gonna be stuff next week, but by Wednesday, I'm gone. I'm looking at my audio levels and it looks a little lower than usual, but we'll keep on keeping on. No, you know what? We'll put it up a teensy smidge, just like a little bit of a decibel. It's like we can still hear her. Now I want lasagna. Lasagna sounds good. Teacher's leaving us? No, only for a little bit. Only for a teensy weensy bit. Hello, Owen. Actually, let's say our hellos. Let's scroll up, see who we got here. We'll get to yapping. Today's just gonna be yapping. I haven't really decided what we're gonna do today. So I was like, oh, I could, I don't know, do some like MS Paint art. We could yap about, yeah, upcoming Off-Kai or my past weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. Went to museums and stuff, and I had Ethiopian food, and I love Ethiopian food. But alright, let's go ahead and scroll up. We got Ghosty, you got Justica, hello, and you were here before Saribot. Yeah, you were 71st. And Peck School was first, if you don't count the 71st. And Harpsichord Enjoyer, you got Justica. Hello, Satinbori, hello, folk. Hello, Fist. You guys are getting your stickers. Satinbori, thank you for the 17 months. This stream is made out of peace and love. Gojikins, hello. Satinbori, you got your sticker. Mauser, hello. Mondays are not happy. Lasagna does sound good. My aunt had like this really bomb recipe for lasagna that she'd always bring to family parties. But lately she stopped, and I think it's because she, not recently, but like a couple years back, became a grandma. So she just doesn't have enough time to make that lasagna anymore. But now I want it. She's never coming back. She went for milk. Joke's on you. I'm lactose intolerant, so it'd be soy milk or oat milk or almond milk. I think I actually prefer oat milk the most, especially when it comes to like boba. Teacher won't be here next semester. I will. I'll be here all semester. I'll be here all day. And I want red chicken and lasagna, maybe with anjira? I don't know if I've ever heard of is it anjira or anjira? There's lactose-free milk. Smokes and lactose-free milk. I could get that kind of milk. I could. Let's pick out some music. Let's pick out some music and then we'll get started. I was listening to Kenshi Yonezu during this you know what? There's a genre, there's a playlist on Spotify called Gacha Pop. And I think it's just like anime or anime adjacent music. So we'll listen to that. Alright. Let's get to class. Hello. Hello everyone, hello, it's me Babinka Bear, your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer. And today we are just yapping. I don't have a set thing for today. We could go whichever way the wind blows. This could become an Anthropium research stream again. Or we could just yap. There is one thing that I wanted to explore with you guys, but it's funny because it came out of like me hating on an artist and then doing research on that artist, and then I did like a 180. I did a 180 like overnight. I was like, I used to hate this artist, now I think I dig it. I think I dig it. Oh, anjira is the fermented pancake. I've heard it as injera. It might be different, like what is it, romanizations. Because I think the place that we went to, it was written down with like an I, but it sounds similar enough, like anjira, injera, you know? It isn't a good replacement, but I do go with it. Nice. Would you, I'm big. Would you drink lactose-free cow milk, or is that against your diet? I'm down for dairy. It's just that it makes my tummy hurt. I'm small. I'm down for dairy because I still have cheese, I still have ice cream. It just makes my tummy hurt. So I would be down for lactose-free cow milk. And I forgot who, someone gave me lactate.
64
slices of American cheese. No, you deny me the cheese again! You're putting it on the magnifying glass. I want the cheese. The cheese belongs in my mouth. How could you? How could you? I can't believe you've done this. Oh, you're laughing. We just wasted 64 slices of American cheese, and you're laughing. And I'm small. How bear. How bear. And hello, Matthew. I see you summoning cats and stickers. It's the replacement for the... Oh, yeah. So that part I do know. Baron, I can dig it. Babinka's opinion changed based off of new evidence. I know, right? It's just a thing that happens sometimes. And it's funny because this was literally, I think, yesterday. I was talking-ish on this artist literally yesterday in another person's stream. And then I did some research and I'm like, oh, I was wrong. Like, I was wrong. And there's also, like, conspiracy There's conspiracy involving the CIA. Don't tell them I know. Let's see, I've heard both. Yeah. I'm just not familiar with it being called anjura, so that's new to me. But I do like, oh my gosh, I love that bread so much. It kind of reminds me of like a crepe, like a thick crepe, you know? Which I like that too. But oh my god, the Ethiopian place that me and Beans went to this past weekend, so good, and it's vegan. It's vegan. Like everything was vegan. So I think they either use seitan or tofu or both, but they have 4 different meatless meats. But the seasoning is out of this world. Like, it's just so good. You can't even tell. Maggie Lensman eats so well. I buy lactose-free milk from my mom all the time. Oh, cool. Cool. Thank you for the pet. Good evening, George! Actually, it's still light out. It's weird to say good evening when it's still light out. I guess, good day! Good day, George! By the way, did you guys see George's new Live 2D model? Isn't it cool? Isn't it weird that he's moving in another dimension? Isn't that strange? Am I the Archibald? No, it is the artist that is wrong. It's okay, so much was a CIA psyop, I can't even be surprised anymore. Yeah! Yeah, this is another one of those... It's just one of those days. It's just one of those days I just love sulfuric acid. What song is this? But yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. Well, first of all, as you can tell, as you can see from my title, I'm out of endless art hell. So for the past like 3 weeks, like since the beginning of like July, I've just like anytime I have free time, I don't have free time because I've just been drawing endlessly. And this isn't counting all the art that I made for the Sun Bear Subathon, because those were all like, you know, separate pieces, and there was enough like difference between all of them that I was pretty happy with that entire process. So like for the Sun Bear Subathon, I made a lot of art for different people, and each of those only lasted like, I guess most would be like 6 hours. Least would be like an hour or 2 hours, right? And then all of the topics and all the styles were like very varied, right? Like I got to make chibis for people, I got to make banners for people, I got to do like sketchy style and cell shaded style, so that was all pretty fun because like I could bang it out within like a day or a weekend. But since the beginning of July, I've basically been working on like comics essentially for an upcoming Digimon concert that I've mentioned here and there. For Aria VT, she's going to be doing a Digimon concert on August 1st for what's called Odaiba Day, which is like kind of a fan-made celebration for the Digimon franchise. So see if I can, what's it called? If I can shout her out. So S-O, I just got to make sure I'm spelling her name right. Aria VT? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her. But yeah, I've been making comics, and y'all, I like... The cool thing with Procreate, the drawing app that I use, it kind of like tells you... What? You don't like Ricardo Queso? I love Ricardo Queso. I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. Wait, still silent? I hear him though. Oh no, I have to figure that out. Because I hear... Pancake's perfectly fine, but yeah, it doesn't look like the bar moved at all. Don't let her know the redeem is silent. Oh no. But yeah, to like finish my thought, I've just been like endlessly drawing these past 3 weeks. And yeah, so the program that I use, it records like how, like basically every time you do like a stroke, like every time, not have a stroke, but every time you like put a marking on the canvas, it records that. And basically it's able to play back like a full video of every like change you've made to that artwork, and like the accumulated time you've spent on each artwork, on each canvas. So I did a total of 2 comics. One of them was like 8 panels, the other one was 12. And the 8-panel one took me approximately 12 hours in total, which was spread throughout, I want to say like 3 to 4 days. And then this latest one, which was 12 panels, all of them were, you know, like fully rendered, you know, cell shaded and stuff. That one took, I want to say like 17 plus 2, like a little under 20 hours total. And that was spread out between like 5 to 6 days. So anytime I had free, anytime I wasn't at the office, anytime I wasn't streaming, anytime I wasn't playing video games or just like chilling, you know, I was drawing. I was sketching, I was doing storyboarding, I was sketching, I was doing line art, I was doing flat colors, I was rendering, I was like hand drawing each like speech bubble. I was writing the text down with like the actual text, you know, feature. But like each of those, like I was like hand drawing, and I finally finished yesterday. Technically, I finished this morning because I still had to like upload everything to like a Google Drive. But yeah, I finally finished like drawing yesterday at like 11 p.m. So I'm finally done. I'm finally done. Oh, oh no, did I misspell the this one? Yeah, this is Aria. This is Aria. Cool, cool. And let me catch up on chat. Let me catch up. Good day, mate. I love 64 slices of sulfuric cheese. Project is done. I still have one more thing to do, but it'll be comparatively easier. And I have to make the equivalent of a YouTube short. So like 1 to 2 minute content, and I know exactly what I'm gonna be doing, but I don't know how much I can reveal of that yet. But yeah, so she hates rich cheese. Richard Cheese. Let's see. Oh, because I hate rich people. No, I don't hate rich cheese. I love rich cheese. Link says content is unavailable, so misspelled. Do not let her know the redeem is silent. Okay, cool. I think I've caught up. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hate rich people. It's true. It's true. But you know what? Before we continue on, let's do some of our dailies. And then we'll keep on yapping. And they don't stop coming in, Then we'll do some MS Paint art. I wish I had funny redeems. That's my secret. I stole them all from George Chungus. I stole all of my favorite redeem ideas from George Chungus. You heard it here first. Including, there was this one time I think you showed on screen your SAMMI setup for, I think it was like the tap the sign one. And I think you even said like, Binka, this is how I do this. And I took a screenshot of it, and it was just sitting in my like downloads page for like months until I was like, you know what, I should make a redeem based off of this. And I did, and it's the Passing Notes redeem. So thief! I never said that I'm a thief. I never said that I stole like George's, what was the Chappelle Show thing where it was like, I never said that I did that. Yeah, I did that. I never said that I pulled up and like, you know, rubbed my dirty boots on his couch. Yeah, I rubbed my dirty boots on his couch. I never said that I stole redeem ideas from George Chungus. Yeah, I stole redeem ideas from George Chungus. But I adjusted them, I modified them so that they are classroom themed, right? See, I'm not tapping the bus sign. Wait, I could have just kept the bus tapping thing. Anyway, I changed it to Passing Notes. It's different, you see. It's different. Different enough that you can't sue me for copyright infringement. Maybe, hopefully. Let's do some dailies. Let's do some dailies to distract from the fact that I'm a thief. Okay, so Seaview. Oh, he said don't make me tap the sign. I know that was silent to you guys, but he did say it. He did say it. You know what? I think I might know. Let me check out why it's toggle connection TTS. What did he say? He said don't make me tap the sign. Wait, let me try it again. I did adjust something just now, but let me see if it if that was the fix. If it was that simple, I swear. Oh, his mouth isn't even opening. Dang. Okay. I forgot to fix that, so I'll put a note to myself to fix that redeem off screen. Maybe even during the ad break. Now, I think if I try to fix it during the ad break, that'll require me to like go through different scenes, so... fix pancakes redeem Okay, I wrote a note to myself. Let's see if I remember that note. You have to speak louder, Mr. Pancakes. I'm wearing a towel. Yeah, okay, before I do, what is it, my dailies, I will say that now that I'm done with Endless Art Hell, I'm ready to get back into Endless Art Hell. Not really. But what that means is I'm gonna be opening up commissions. For sure this time. Not just a tease. It's gonna be a real thing. I just haven't decided when. Because I could do it now. The only thing is I do have Offkai next week. However, I might have time to do commissions during Offkai. Yeah, I won't say why, but there is a plan that might be changing that will give me a lot of extra time, essentially. There's being a key informant in U.S. government, 100,000 in American cheese season case. Oh man, you have that much cheese? Can I have some? All right, so Daily Hue. We're gonna figure out. This is a painting by. Oh, it's Manet. I know more Monet than Manet, but I believe he's another impressionist, right? US V 100,000 American cheese. Ah, okay. So yeah, we got to figure out the hue for this one. The boats look very desaturated, so I feel like the water isn't that saturated. This picture is called Sea View Calm Weather, and then something in French. I ain't reading that. They're gonna return your stash to the cheese tunnels? No! Wait, can they tell me where the cheese tunnels are? Can I get access to the tunnels? Alright, so I feel like this is probably gonna be like desaturated. Like that already looks closer, right? If I... No, maybe brighter? Or mid? Let's make it like blue. Because it's supposed to be the ocean, right? Ah, okay, 84. 84, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Looks like hue is pretty close. So I think it's actually close to the center, like right here. Saturation could be a little closer. And then lightness is also... That looks... that looks like an emerald sea, you know? Tempest Calme? Tempest mention! I missed them. Okay. We are getting a little bit closer now. So, hue is getting pretty narrowed down. Saturation, I think we're only a little bit off. And then same with lightness. Submit guess. 92. Oh, we're not getting as close as I would like to. Let's put this here in the middle. And then put this even more in the middle. I can't believe we don't have hue yet. Okay, so lightness and hue are correct. We're getting this, we're getting this. Heavily salted fish, hello! How you been doing? How you doing? We're we're playing a game called Daily Hue, where you have to see, like, adjust the levels of one part of a painting and see if it's accurate. So we're almost there. Good day, I'm not okay but fine. I'm glad that you're fine. I'm glad. And I'm glad to see ya. Alright, saturation. We're pretty close, so I feel like it's only off by like a couple points. So maybe 34? Submit guess. Nice, perfect! Working right now, have fun. Thank you for dropping by. Good luck with working and stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and share this. Discord. Paste. Nice, I have a 1-day streak! I have a 1-day streak on Daily Hue. It used to be bigger, and then I straight up forgot one day, so then it went back to 0, and then I had a good 3-day streak, and then there was maintenance, and I couldn't hold up the streak, and then I got another good 1-day streak, and then there was yet another day of maintenance. So I can't hold on to these streaks. Why can't I hold all these streaks? Let me put the volume up a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna change the playlist a little bit. Let's do Kenshi Yonezu. It is out. Oh, yeah, me and Beans might be watching the Chainsaw Man movie at home. Just at home, like streaming. Either tomorrow or the day after. Yeah, Daily Hue hates streaks. They hate us in particular. Damn it. Alright, so that's Daily Hue. Let's go ahead and move on to Time Guesser. By the way, I never checked out what was like here in this community tab, and it actually looks pretty cool. Like if you go to the community tab, it's basically like other flavors of Time Guesser, but with like themes, like random historical events, war photos with recognizable buildings, Tesco, NFL moments, Bond, James Bond, liminal spaces. This one looks pretty cool. Updated for better location accuracy. With an unsettling vibe. Isn't this Arizona? Either New Mexico, definitely Southwest, right? This is definitely Southwest, but I don't know specifically where. But we won't play that now. Let's do daily first, and then if we want to, we can explore the community one. So let's see what we got today. This looks like a baseball thing, right? Long hair on some of the kiddos and some of the boys. So I'm gonna- oh my god, look at that camera! I used to have a camera like this, like the little skinny one. But I want to say this is 70s, right? It could also be 80s. Maybe this is late 70s or early 80s. Let's do 79. And what is this? Ah, it's too... Wait. You know what's a neat trick is that, like, if I zoom in, it's not that readable, but if I look over at my OBS screen, sometimes it does become a little bit more readable, but unfortunately that's not the case here. Hello, Seishun. Hello, we're playing Time Guesser right now. Iris South. I don't know anything about baseball, unfortunately, so I don't even know like what team this is. Are they just called the Expos, or is that... Wait, this kind of looks like a cowboy hat. Is it like something with cowboys? Darling. 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 Dude, this camera though. That's why I'm thinking like maybe it's actually 80s, because like I remember having this as a kid. Like my mom had one of these, so that's why I'm like maybe it's 80s rather than 70s. You know, let's bump it up just to 81. But I don't know where this could be. Like any... There's not really any text that we could go off of either. Or no readable text at least. It's a stadium, definitely. I feel like people that know sports a little better would be like, oh yeah, I recognize this team. There's like, I don't know, Louisiana or something. But because I'm not super familiar, I might just want to go with, where is the stadium in New York? As if I even know where the stadium is in LA, you know? I think I saw that it was here? Here, Yankee Stadium. No, actually, this... No, I don't know. Let's say 81 Yankee Stadium. Ah, it was a bit north. Montreal Expos catcher Gary Carter being sworn by admiring fans during a promotional camera day on the field at Montreal's Olympic Stadium prior to an MLB regular season game against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yarg. Ah, okay. So same coast, though. Same part of the U.S., and only 2 years off, so not too bad. Alright. Oh, isn't this Cuba? Wait, actually Cuba and Puerto Rico have similar flags, right? If I'm remembering correctly, it's like they have similar flags, but it's like slightly it's like different colors, right? But there's another flag. Oh no, there's the US flag. This is the US flag. I think is this... I was gonna say Jimmy Carter, but no, Jimmy Carter would have looked a little bit younger by this point, I want to say. Oh, here. Bienvenido, señor presidente. Well, if this is Cuba, and this is like... Well, the thing is I can't tell like when this is. His face looks familiar. Like, he looks like an older president. Wait, is this Eisenhower? Like, he looks very familiar. I feel like he's a US president. Especially with, like, the US flag in the background. But, like, older than, like, the usual pictures that I would see. And Eisenhower was, what, president in the 60s? No, I think late 50s. And then I want to say it was JFK. And then LBJ. So, but if he's like older, here, then maybe this is like the no, we already guessed 80s. Maybe this is the 70s? I think what's fooling me a little bit is that this is in black and white. When, like, it could completely be like a time period when it's, you know, color film is also available. You know what, let's try the 70s. Let's try late 70s, 77. And let's say, should we say Cuba or Puerto Rico? We could say, I'm kind of leaning towards Puerto Rico. San Juan. Make a guess. It was Puerto Rico. Let's go. And it is Eisenhower. Nice. Oh, but it was the 60s. I thought he was... Maybe he was president during the 50s. And like because he looks older in this picture. Okay. Let's see, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower and Puerto Rico Governor Luis Muñoz Marin inspecting a Puerto Rico National Guard unit at San Juan Airport. The brief stopover in San Juan marked the initial leg of the president's multi-nation goodwill tour of South America. Interesting. But okay, we were off in terms of time, but we were pretty close location-wise. Doyok mirai, a beautiful star. Okay, what is this? We got some, let's see, rickshaws, right? United Parcel Service. Ooh, we got some... This is South Asia, definitely, because we have some, like, text that looks like it could be Hindu or Punjabi. Binga needs to brush up on her Animaniacs President song. I forgot that there's a song. It's Eisenhower who got power from 53 to 61. Ah, okay. I'm going off of Mad Men, where Eisenhower isn't really... If he is mentioned, it's not that much because, like, the main event is JFK, you know, and then I think afterwards is LBJ. Rest in peace, my day goes. So the only thing is, this is South Asia, but is it India? Is it Pakistan? Is it Myanmar? Doyok mirai, beautiful star. Could it be Bangladesh? Could it be Nepal, Bhutan? Because one thing is, yes, there is this text that looks like it could be Hindu. But if you look at everyone's faces, there's kind of a mix. This person looks a little bit more like Southeast Asian. This person looks like a little more South Asian. So maybe this is one of these countries here, kind of in the middle of between Southeast Asia and South Asia. So it could be Bangladesh, could be Myanmar. Let's say Myanmar. And let's say, I guess Mandalay, is this the capital? Is that where the Hotel Mandalay Bay gets its name from? I'm actually quite ignorant to such things. Photo quality looks digital, right? Like if you zoom in, there's something about this that feels digital, so I kind of want to say this is 2000s. It could also be 2010s, maybe even 2020s, but I'm not sure. Rest in peace, my day goes. Oh wait, Kathmandu? Isn't that Nepal? Love you can understand. Here we go, Kathmandu. Doyok mirai, beautiful star. Doyok mirai, beautiful star. Let's say 2009. Lord Veterinary, hello. You got your sticker. Konnichiwa. Nice, 2007, and it is Kathmandu, Nepal. I'm glad that we zoomed in and saw that. Otherwise, I would have guessed a little bit off. So, very nice. Konnichiwa, baby, so sweet. Nison Lindemann. De Vries. Dutch Allied, okay. Whoa, what is like actually happening here? I feel like we saw a similar photo like this before. Are we finally getting to the point where we're getting repeats? Beautiful star. When could this be? Because I am seeing lots of suits. Oh, I like the song, Jane Doe. I didn't realize that it was Hikaru Utada that was also singing it. And I realized when I was like working out, I was like mid, you know, like I was like mid like bicep curl, and I was like, wait, is this Hikaru Utada? Because I was like, I knew I was listening to Kenshi Yonezu. And then I was like, wait, this sounds familiar. Alright, so it says Dutch Allied. Let's say that it's Amsterdam. Amsterdam. Time period though, I'm not sure. Like, I'm very tempted to say like 1910s, but like, something about this is giving... Like, not everyone is wearing hats. So it might actually be post-1920s? Actually, these curls feel 1940s, so maybe this is during the war? Let's say 1946, Amsterdam. Nice! We got pretty close. So a crowd gathered on Amsterdam Dam Square during a World War II commemoration ceremony as they await the arrival of the relay runners carrying the liberation fire to light a local festival beacon, which symbolizes the transition from mourning to celebration on the Liberation Day of the Netherlands. Cool, cool. Alright, last one. This is the White House. That is Calvin Coolidge, I want to say. The only thing is I don't remember when his presidency was. But we are seeing some cloche hats, you know, the little bell-shaped hats. A lot of the boys are wearing hats, you know. Look at this guy's like crew cut. It feels very contemporary. I want to say Calvin Coolidge is he 20s or 30s? Dang. Oh, look at this guy. He's styling. I love that. He's styling and profiling. Hello, Devin. Hello. No worries. No worries. We don't take attendance, so you can never be late. Unless I end stream. Oh, look, someone just looking in the corner there. So this is definitely the White House. Let's go ahead and go to DC. We just have to narrow down, like, the time period. White House, there we go. There's a bit of separation between the white kids and the black kids. I mean, as was the style of the time, right? I can't say I'm too surprised. I'm like racking my brain on like, when was Calvin Coolidge president? And the thing is, like, I'm literally in the middle of doing my decade study. Would it be cheating if I looked at my decade study notes? HTTQW5, hello, we're playing Time Guesser. We're on the last round. I know where this is, and I know who this is, I just don't know when it is. So, the fashion is making me think that it's like the 20s. Let's say 24. Let's say 1924, and let's just see what happens, right? 1930. Okay, cool. Oh, it's not Calvin Coolidge. I'm silly. It's Herbert Hoover. I was so sure, too. I was like, that's Calvin Coolidge. No, wait. Calvin Coolidge is, like, smaller. Now that I think about it. He has, like, a smaller face. I remember Hoover. He's the Hooverville guy. Is Jennifer Coolidge related to a president? I actually don't know who Jennifer Coolidge is. Animaniac song doesn't have the years for him, unfortunately. But maybe. I don't know how common Coolidge is as a last name, you know? It's not like, I'm trying to think of like a particularly common last name. Bush? So Herbert Hoover standing with contestants and winners of a national woodworking competition sponsored by the National Committee on Wood Utilization. The initiative proposed by Hoover during his tenure as Secretary of Commerce. Oh, so he wasn't president during this time. Oh, no, he was president during this time. But the initiative was proposed when he was Secretary of Commerce. Challenged children to construct useful household items and toys and models entirely out of discarded wooden crates to promote resource conservation. Which, 1930s, this does make sense considering that the Great Depression, you know, is on the horizon. Alright, what's the final score? Nice! We made it into the 40K. Share results. So I think the one that we got, like, the most off was the second one. Alright, let's go ahead and paste. Okay. Cool. It's probably her SAG name, huh? I forget we don't know people's real names. Yeah, and it's funny because, like, when I went to high school, I knew quite a few performing arts folks. And some of them... Like, I made friends with a lot of the people in theater, basically. You must sleb now, good night. Go sleb. Thanks for stopping by, Mauser. Thank you. But yeah, I knew quite a few people. The clique that I would sometimes hang around with back in high school was the theater kids. It's weird to not call them the drama kids, because drama was like synonymous with like theater. But when I say drama kids, I feel like that makes it sound like they are like they're drama llamas, you know? Like they're the source of drama. But what I mean is that they were in drama class, which is basically theater. But yeah, like I would hang out with the theater kids. But sometimes I would also migrate over to the to like this random assortment of Asians. Because it was like, it wasn't quite like the Filipinos, it wasn't quite, you know, the like kids that were really good at violin, like the Asians that were really good at violin. It wasn't quite like, it was kind of a weird mishmash of different Asian kids. I was in the theater kids, they were I was in with the theater kids, they were definitely drama llamas. Trying to think if I feel like my group was pretty chill. Like, yeah, they like to gossip, but it's like, what high school group doesn't like to gossip, you know? The Asians, since this was the 2000s. Yeah, they were the Asians. I think they self-identified as like the whitewash Asians, but the thing is, 2 of them were Japanese girls that went to Japanese school like every week. So like, I think they still thought themselves as like whitewash, but it's like, you guys know a whole nother language. like I would have considered myself whitewashed. I didn't know my language back then, so. But yeah, it was like 2 Japanese girls. Beans was there, and he technically is Asian, despite the fact that like if you see him, he doesn't look Asian, but he is technically Asian because he's from Central Asia. And then trying to remember, there were like other folks in there. Polar Bear Binka. Yeah. I was I wasn't outwardly a polar bear, but I was quite whitewashed. And then once I got into college, I like fully immersed myself in the culture. Immersed myself so hard that I joined a Filipino socialist org. Yeah, I just thought of that today because I was looking at I was doing some early research for the 1910s for the Thursday decade study. And I was learning about constructivism, which is a like style that Soviet Russia had kind of like not championed. Like for a little bit they did like really like this style, and then they would move on to like social realism. And then I was like on Wikipedia looking up some of the terminology, and one of the terminology that I came across was agitprop, like agitprop, and I was like, wait, I've heard that term before. And I was thinking back on my like socialist org days, and I was like, wait, that's what we would call like our art days. Like we would make like protest art and signboards, and they would like say like, oh, we're doing like agitprop, and it's basically shortened for like agitated propaganda. So, but it's basically just like making protest art. But I remember like my one issue with this org was that like they never explained their terminology. And I was too anxious to ask them, and I didn't want to ask them because I felt like I would feel stupid, you know? But for a while I was like, what do they mean when they say agitprop? But yeah, so if you ever hear the term agitprop, like it goes back all the way to like, you know, communist Russia, maybe even like further back, but basically it's like, it's short for agitated propaganda. It's like protest art. Yeah, they expected me to know the lingo. That was like kind of my one like issue. I had a couple of like issues with that org, but for the most part they were all good people. They were all good people. Their heart was in the right place. I learned a lot from that org, and a lot of those politics still influence like my own personal politics to this very day, you know? But yeah, there were a couple of things that I was like for one, I feel like a lot of them, not all of them, but I feel like a lot of them kind of expected everyone else to be as woke as them. So when you're a beginner baby, you know, like barely a baby socialist, it was a little intimidating because I felt like I was like, I couldn't just ask questions, you know? I like be like, why wait, is being petty B, which is their word for like being petty bourgeoisie, like, wait, can you explain what petty B is? No relation to Cardi B, by the way. Can you explain why it's problematic to be a petty bourgeoisie? You know? Is a baby socialist a far-right Democrat? Nah, I don't know if I would say that. I'm thinking like babies first socialist org, you know? Like basically they recruited me by just talking about like problems in the Philippines and in the US and being like they went with a more I guess inquiry based thing of like, well, what do you think about some of the issues that are affecting you? And then I learned some of the lingo, I learned some of the like history between like, for example, if we're talking about specifically the Philippines, how much like the CIA, our beloved CIA that we totally love here on the Binka Bear channel, just like all the psyops and stuff, all of the weird ways they kind of manipulated things behind the scenes to make sure that like the Philippines always had some kind of like American supporter as the president. Like not so far to say like a puppet, but like someone who supports like American, you know, connections to the Philippines, you know. Their commissar did not do a good job educating you. Nah, not really. Like, they were very friendly, though. I will say that. Very friendly. Like, the only thing, too, is that, like, the way they talked about, like, college Filipino organizations, the ones that are more so, like, focused in, like, social, like, because there's, like, college orgs that are more about, like, the partying, the drinking, but also with a little sprinkling of culture in there, you know? The more government, the more politically minded orgs, I feel like would sometimes look down on the more social orgs. And I'm not saying that all of them are like this. It might have changed because this was for me like over 10 years ago. But for me personally, it just felt like there was a lot of like looking down on like, look at these people that aren't politically minded, you know? So I remember that being kind of like a turn off of like, we're supposed to be reaching out to these people. Like, we're not supposed to be like mocking them behind their backs, you know? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I just recognized some lingo when I was doing some research today. I was like, wait, I recognize agitprop. Anthropium. We could also go back to Time Guesser and do it with some community maps and stuff. But let's do Anthropium first. This is my gal Taweret, or Taweret. This is a hippo goddess from ancient Egypt. The only thing is this Faience? It is glassy Faience. So I feel like this is around the same time as William the hippo. If you guys have ever seen William the hippo from the Met, I think this is about the same time. The only thing is I don't know when that was. I don't know when that was. It could have been like late period. It could be new period. Or New Kingdom rather. Let's go over here. 1000 BCE, submit guess. Closer to like late period then. Oh, it's Ptolemaic. Okay, cool. So this is a statuette. Yeah, it's goddess Taweret. Sobek, I love Sobek. He's my guy. It's not just because he also represents, I guess, male virility. That's not the reason. But I remember I really loved Sobek. It's funny, I think it was like Assassin's Creed that gave me an appreciation for like crocodilians. Because there's like a place in Assassin's Creed Origins, it's called Crocodilopolis, where they worship Sobek. Or Sobek is like the main god. That's your reason! Give me some virile males! So yeah, for those who don't know, Sobek is a crocodile god. He is god of many things, such as the Nile, such as crocodiles, such as male virility. But also, I don't know, there was just something very empowering about him as a god. And there are modern day Egyptian paganists who kind of see him as like a deity that is in charge of working out, you know, because he's associated with power. So yeah, I just thought that was a funny hee hee haha way to look at him. Alright, next up, ceramic. This looks West Mexican. He says on me way when you dress him as a pirate. I'm on me way. This feels West Mexican. It could also be moche. It could also be Peruvian. But part of me wants to say it's West Mexico. Let me take a closer look. This ceramic does look like it's West Mexico though. Like it's the color for me. Maybe not Guerrero, maybe Colima? Is that here? Yeah, let's go with Colima. And then I don't remember the time period, so let's just go 500. Oh, it's Maya. It's Maya. It's pretty close time-wise. Wide-mouthed boulder plates are believed to have been used as presentation or serving vessels. Those raised on 4 bulbous feet are identified with Maya lowlands of Mexico and Guatemala in the earliest centuries AD, and include a rather showy type surface with an arresting bright orange-red slip. I mean, it is very smooth. That's the thing with a lot of the West Mexican stuff I've seen. It's not as bright and not as smooth. So, like, that's a good point. I've also never seen these, like, bulbous, like, legs before, right? It's like you're rotating him. Get rotated, idiot. This is another Egyptian one. I think this is probably, like, the same time, too. So, like, oh, my legs. Me legs! On me way! This is Bess. Look at... This is another figure that represents male virility. This is... let's test if I can post... You can't, unfortunately. You can put it in the Discord. Oh, it doesn't show up for me. It shows up as, like, 3 little asterisks. So I actually don't see your link. So you'd have to post it in the Discord. But this is a Egyptian deity. His name is Bes. B-E-S. And he basically his iconography is that of a dwarf. And he's also one of the Egyptian gods that is usually shown frontally. I mean, you can tell, right? But for the majority of other Egyptian gods, they're usually shown kind of like in profile. So he's kind of the exception. And he is known as a deity that watches over the home. So, let's see. Auto-censored since not a mod. Ah, I see. You know this song? I didn't know about the song until I heard a cover by Joe Rikichi from Niji Sanji, Japan. So yeah, this is Egyptian. I don't watch Joe Rikichi at all, but I like his covers a lot. Oh, this is older. This is 3rd intermediate period. So this is the best amulet. Dwarves featuring a lion's mane, ears, and tail, and often... Wait, so is that a tail? Take your guesses, Babinka. Is that a tail, or is that what you're thinking that it is? The description, I assumed it was what I was thinking. But this is saying, mane, ears, tail, and often wearing a plumed headdress. Domain of best image was the household. Yeah, so he usually watched over the house alongside Taweret, and sometimes they are coupled together. Not a tail. He averted evil with music, knives, or the Sa sign as he watched over occupants of the house. Ah, I love that. Both music and knives. What a picture to join in on. Yeah, what's your guys' take? Is this tail or not tail? Because I thought it was a Beanitz, but the description says that it could be a lion's tail. I'm gonna be lurking, but want to say hi before I get too distracted drawing. Good luck with the drawing! Good luck. Hello, Starboy, and hello, Nap. Hello. Yeah. So yeah, you caught us as we were in the middle of Anthropium. Maybe it's both. It could be. Do you want me to zoom in? Cause like no lie, there actually is like a texture to this that like could imply that it is a tail. Like this isn't a bit. Like, but it could easily be like one or the other. You know, there's a little bit at the top that could be phallic, and then the long one is the tail. Yeah, right. Like this small one is the phallus, and then this one is the tail. Right? I see what you're saying. I see what you're putting down. Is this allowed? Is that allowed? Okay, so moving on. Ooh, this feels Nazca, but what is the medium? Silver. The shape reminds me of the Nazca lines, aka Peru, right? the silver, there was a healthy amount of silver in the Americas at this time. I think the thing though with like melted silver, like something that looks like it was melted down and molded versus something that was like hammered, right? That's not silver. Silver is silver. It says silver. It says silver under medium. Nazcaline's the ones made by Ancient Aliens. Mods. Destroy the mods. Get out of here with your Ancient Aliens. I mean, the last time I did this on stream, there was, you know what? There are also these two holes. I wonder if that's also a hint. But this specifically looks like it could be a hummingbird, right? It could be any bird, honestly, but like the snout over here kind of like reminds me definitely of like a hummingbird, which I feel like you definitely see in the Aztec area. You definitely see hummingbird imagery in the Aztec area. Fun fact, hummingbirds were seen as the souls of warriors in within like Aztec and Mexica culture. Because if you've ever, like, I feel like a lot of us associate hummingbirds with like, oh, they're tiny and cute and they snore really cutely and they love nectar, and if they don't eat right now, they'll die. But they're also very territorial, so it was a pretty common sight to see hummingbirds fighting each other, often using their beaks. So the Mexica, the Aztecs would see this and they would associate it with warriors. So they would think that both hummingbirds and butterflies were actually the souls of warriors or women who died in childbirth. Which I also find interesting because Filipinos are like that too. Not with hummingbirds, but with butterflies. For us, butterflies are like the souls of the recently deceased. So, yeah, little fun fact there. Joke's on you, it's a fish. Damn. Maybe it could be, though. I mean, the bird is clearly a representation of an alien spaceship. You say that, but there is a very specific Maya carving that a lot of ancient alien enthusiasts will be like, oh, he's obviously in a rocket ship. I believe it's the tomb of Pakal, who is... I feel like it's somewhere here. This one I did like a little bit of research on too, of like the tomb of Pakal. He's like a Maya leader. Was a Maya leader, and the temple he was buried in was called the Temple of Inscriptions, and within that temple you actually find a tablet with 96 glyphs on it, with like beautifully carved like Maya glyphs on it, which is part of the reason why it's called like the Temple of Inscriptions. Not gonna lie, now that you mention a spaceship, this looks like an Amogus map. Amogus. I don't know, could this be Aztec? Let's try our luck. And then let's say that it's like 1500s, like right at the cusp of Spanish invasion. It was Peruvian! It was freaking Nazca! Dang it. Oh no, this one doesn't say that it's Nazca. It does say North Coast. I think Nazca might be south, I want to say. I don't remember. But stylistically, it looks like it, though. Stylistically, it freaking looks like it. Let's keep on keeping on. That's Greek. It's all Greek to me. Yeah, this is interesting, because maybe this is medieval? This kind of, like, not deeply recessed carving in here? This looks like it could be either a bird or a sphinx. Maybe even an angel, right? Pretty sure it is Nazca. It looks so similar. It could be, but I do think Nazca is South Peru. Which, that's not to say that, like, North and South Peru didn't, like, talk to each other and trade with each other. In fact, there is a Peruvian culture that is kind of like the Olmec of Peru. I just forgot what they were called. But, like, their style influenced the We're back. Are we back? We're back. We're so back. But hello, it seems like Peg School came back from making tuna, what is it, tuna salad? Tuna pasta salad. That sounds delicious. And he brought enough to share with the class, by which I mean me. That sounds really good, actually, not gonna lie. I love many types of salads, including like egg salad, especially in a sandwich, tuna salad. So I did see the Sobek noise post, but I didn't click on it because right now the way that it's set up is that you could probably hear it if I were to click. Wait, hold on. I kind of want to check this out. If I listen to it, oh no, I could just play it manually. Look, can you guys hear this? Oh, that was loud. I'm so sorry. that was pretty loud. But yeah, to those who didn't see, Devin posted a link to Sobek, my guy Sobek, the Egyptian god. He's a pirate in Smite. That's so awesome. He looks so cool. It's my guy. So you know what? That makes sense. God of the Nile, god of crocodiles. You know that makes sense. I like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Posted a pic in the Discord. Let me see. The bear noms. Ooh, that looks good! Oh my gosh. With corn too? I love corn. Oh, pirate skin. Okay, so like his main... Does his main... Oh, that's cool! I like that. My guy Sobek. I like that he can also be a pirate though. It's the pirate's life for him. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, speaking of Egypt and my guy Sobek... yeah, it turns out this is Egyptian, and it's looking like it's probably Greek period. Limestone with red paint. I kind of thought it was medieval Byzantine because, for one, the Greek text, but also, I don't know, the decoration feels a little bit more medieval rather than classical, rather than ancient, you know? Because I feel like if it was ancient, it would be a little bit more deeply recessed in. This feels kind of like shallow, but yet there's a lot of ornamentation, if that makes sense, you know? But cool. Oh! This is a Lamassu! This is a Mesopotamian, Sumerian, or Babylonian. Yo, Mega Bronson, thank you for the 32 months! 32-month streak! Thank you! I appreciate you. We're playing Anthropium right now. We're on round 6 of 10. This one I know pretty well, or at least the shape of it is a Lamassu, which is a ancient, kind of like composite creature. So it has the wings of a hawk, body of a lion, sometimes the bulls, the horns of a bull, and then the face of a person. And typically these are protective creatures that can protect like a household or a building, or the king. Get them poopies out? MTG reference? I don't play such games. I did want to get into it. But my brain is still full of other things right now. Let's do Babylon. We could say as early as 2000 BCE. I feel like it might be later, but let's just see. It is later. It is like, oh, we're like very slightly off. Dang. It's Hittite. So this is orthostat relief winged human-headed lion. This powerful Neo-Assyrian empire influenced the surrounding region culturally as well as politically. In the west, a number of small but powerful Aramean city-states acted as a barrier between Assyria and the Mediterranean coast. Ah. So human-headed lion. I'm surprised they're not mentioning it as a Lamassu. It might be different, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. Lamassu. Because I feel like it's a dead ringer for one. It's basically these. Here, let's look at the Wikipedia article. That's not a great picture. Here we go. Yeah, like this one. So typically it has like the body of a lion. Sometimes it has like lion paws. But this one has more like hooves, like a bull, and then the wings of an eagle, and then the horns. The horns aren't that easy to see, but they're kind of wrapped around this hat, this headdress. So that's a Lamassu. Smitty's Babylon's real. I thought it was just a Sonic thing. That has the same energy as someone saying like, you know, Chun-Li from Fortnite. Alright, next round. Oh, it's a little guy and it's bronze. Bronze. Oh, more little guys. If this was ceramic, I would say Colima. I would say Colima, Mexico, right? But no, this is bronze, so I'm actually not 100% sure. Like, even stylistically, there's like little things here at the bottom that like maybe it was attached to something at one point. The bronze is also like incredibly smooth, so I'm thinking maybe this was like done like lost wax method. It's my friend the Lamassu. I love the Lamassu. If you guys haven't been able to tell, one of my favorite just like topics or things that I like to see in art or in general is like composite creatures, like combination creatures. And I feel like everyone kind of knows about like the Greek ones, right? Like the centaur and like the what is it? The fawn and mermaids and stuff like that. But I'm looking for weirder guys. Like I like me the Lamassu. Yeah, Chimeramon, exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. So bronze, and it's like two little guys. Because bronze could be, you know, Nigeria, it could be China, it could be Greece, Italy. Let's try Italy. Let's try Rome. 500 CE, submit guess. Ah, no. Oh, it is China. It's North China. Chariot yoke ornament in the shape of a doe, a female. It's a deer, a female deer. Give me that. Yeah, the tikbalang. I love the tikbalang, right? It's, for those who don't know, tikbalang is a Filipino composite creature, and it's basically a reverse centaur. So you know how a centaur is like the bottom half of a horse and the top half of a human? Reverse it. Click it and reverse it. Slenderman, the famous mobile suit subflight system, the rake, the platypus. Now you're just making things up. Perry the platypus. What's funny is I didn't grow up on Phineas and Ferb. I just know the meme. Perry the platypus. Oh, burbs. These look like New Spain. This looks like the kind of silver work that you'd see in like the Americas, but after the Spanish had arrived. Right? Don't they look like the reales or something? Let's do post 15... Yeah, 1500s to 1750s. Oh, it's once again Peru. Okay, I'm getting the I'm getting the impression that the Met just has a lot of Peruvian stuff. Kind of like when it comes to African things, it's a lot of like Benin City, Edo people. And then like in terms of like Arabic and South Asian work, it's like specifically Mughal, you know? Hey, Ata, do you remember what happened to the original platypus specimen? They tried to dissect it, right? Because people couldn't believe that it was real or something like that, right? Oh, this is moche? No way. That's so cool. I thought these were like... Oh, these are ear flares. You could see the back over here. So like, both pre and post-colonial, in a lot of places within Mesoamerica and South America, ear flares were the jewelry of choice for your ears. Not Mughal, Mughal, M-U-G-H-A-L. You know what? You know what? How to pronounce Moogle. This site is not always accurate. I don't know if this site's always accurate though. Let's take a listen. It just sounds like Moogle. Oh, I don't like that one. That one sounded British. That one sounded British. I don't like that one. How to pronounce Moogle correctly? Okay, let's pause the music. Oh my god, just say it. I don't know. He also sounds British. Like Moogle. It's like the ones Cusco had in Emperor's New Groove. Yeah. I don't like that things sound British either. No, the guy said, "Are you making fun of me? Why did you sew a bill to a beaver and cut it up out of rage?" And there, more specimens came in, and he was like, "Ah, crap, it's real." Moogle. Which to me just sounds like Moogle from like Final Fantasy, right? There probably is like a way where it's like Moogle, you know, but we'll look it up. But anyway, so yeah, another Peruvian work, very cool. Ooh, what's this? I like gold. The man was also British. Many such cases. I'm actually not sure. This is around 9 of 10, right? Gold, you say? I like gold. We could say Europe, but it could also be Egyptian? I'm honestly not sure. Or just the worst kind of ish. What about French-ish? Well, no, that's inch. Let's say no. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure where this could be from. But we're just gonna make some guesses and hope for the best. Submit guess? Ah, Italian. Ostrogothic? Question mark. I love when there's a question mark next to it. I know that sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but like I not gonna lie, do like it when museums are transparent in that they're not 100% sure. Because I feel like a lot of people view museums as like an authority on like a lot of art history or just history in general, which, you know, in many cases, yeah, because like the museum is most likely to, wait, no auto mod. No. Is the worst kind of edge for sure. I wonder why Automod got that one about the French, but it didn't get the one about the British, right? Like, why did Automod not like you saying that French is the worst kind of eng, but not that British is the worst kind of ish? Methinks there's a little bit of bias within the Automod. No, but yeah, what was I saying is the, like, Automod hates the British. Automod is an Anglophile. But yeah, like, yes, a lot of museums do have, like, very competent, what's it called, curators and people that are working behind the scenes to, like, know as much as they can about an object. But a lot of museums, especially the big ones, just have too many objects to faithfully be able to identify. So it kind of is better to show that, like, not, like, a lot of the things that we know about these objects are really just our best guesses, because a lot of these objects were taken out of their original context, or out of their original, like, you know, resting places and or like just in their context. It's basically like, it's called like being in situ, but you take it out of situ, meaning that like, well, now you don't know like what this object might have been used for. So like when people in museums receive these objects, there's no telling what had happened to it unless you have basically what's called its provenance, the history of like this object in terms of like from when it was made to when it's, you know, got into the museum in the first place. So too many objects, maybe they should give back some. That's what I'm saying. You should go to the Pokemon Museum. Ooh, where? Donde? Where is that? I'm down. But yeah, all that to say is like I kind of like when there's some transparency from museums of like, we're not sure actually. We could be wrong. Those aren't stolen. I mean, that we know of, right? Ooh, tapestry. This looks very medieval, but then like the clothes that we're seeing look a little bit more West Asian, right? We got some details too. Oh no, some of these are details, some of them are not. These look like medieval tapestries, right? But then, ooh, this jewelry kind of looks like South Asian. So I'm wondering if maybe this is made, wait, wool, silk. Could this be made in India or like in South Asia, or is it made in like Europe but to portray South Asia? Chicago. I've been wanting to go to Chicago. I've been wanting to go to like a lot of places, but like I've also been trying to save up on money. I am going to San Jose next week though. That's actually like the one vacation that I'm getting this summer. Pakistan? Yeah, part of me is like, do you think this is from Pakistan, or do you think it's just like from the UK but it's trying to portray like Pakistani people, right? Because we could be radically wrong here. Like, this could be like a British-made thing. You know, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Let's say that it's like 1500. Submit guess. It was British! The worst kind of ish. A concert from a pair of Indo-Chinese scenes. I called it too! I called it too! Dang it. Where it's like, it looks like it's portraying Indian and Chinese people, South Asian and East Asian people, but it could also be made in Europe to show those people. But it's okay. It's okay. Top 31%. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and post our results. Alright. Alright, we did it. We did our dailies. I'd have guessed the Brits to make something more caricature, right? Right? It's crazy that way. Alright, so we can just continue on from here with just our yaps. We just keep the yaps going, right? So yeah. What I was mentioning to you guys before is there was an artist that I kind of like changed my opinion of overnight. And it's funny because like, I don't know if Nap is still here, but it was because I think it was literally yesterday. We were talking about Rothko and I was like, he's not my cup of tea. Like, he's like, it does feel like his stuff is like more minimal, and I don't, you know, minimalism, I get it, but like, it's just not my cup of tea, right? And then like, I think I even wrote something in his chat of like, oh, would people know about Rothko's work if he wasn't rich, right? And then a part of me after that stream was like, was he rich? Like, so I decided to do a little bit of digging and research, and I found out that not just Rothko but Pollock too. So we'll put up some of their art on the screen right now for those who for sure you guys have seen these folks' art before, and you guys have probably had like a reaction of like, look at this, like I could do this, right? Okay, they're not posting his art on his own Wikipedia page, but we'll find it. This basically. No, not the soup guy, that's Andy Warhol. But this is Mark Rothko. He's known for these paintings, which are known as like color field paintings. And then Jackson Pollock is another one around the same time. So they're both part of a movement called abstract expressionism. So Jackson Pollock. And he's more well known for these like paint drip paintings, or these drip paintings, essentially. Yeah, here's some Rothko art. Square. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys something that like that is kind of what changed my opinion of him, like almost like immediately. So first off, I found out that both of them grew up poor. Like, and I was like, okay, so they grew up poor, but then like through selling art they got rich, right? And through my research, I found something that like, take this with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt, because like I'm not sure like how true it is. But there's a theory that like, for one, during the you know what, we can go back to our decade study, because I believe we talk about them in the 50s and 60s, maybe 40s and 50s. Let's go back to it. At least Pollock is fun to look at. That's another thing. Yeah, so that is it. You're supposed to see a Rothko in person, which I have. And the thing is, like, I was kind of meh on it, you know? So yeah, these are examples of Rothko's work. So you can see his works here in the 1940s and then a little bit into the 50s as well. So both of them are part of this school of like the abstract expressionists, which is just like they're kind of showing the process of making art. And yeah, Pollock's is a little bit more fun to look at, though my argument is that like there are other artists here that do that same technique. Here, Janet Sobel, like the way that she uses color is a little bit more of what I prefer. But Rothko's is also pretty interesting in and of itself as well, because it's basically portraying the process of making the artwork, right? And then by comparison, when you look at Rothko's, it is just like squares, you know? Like it's just like squares of color. And I have also heard that argument too, that like you're supposed to see it in person, because one thing that is kind of like not translated well when like seen through digital media is, for one, the scale, because these are often like 8 feet in length, so it's like monumental in size. But also, turns out he doesn't just like, you know, paint a square and call it a day. There is a process to it, and I feel like I got a little bit more of an appreciation for what he does when I tried it out. And I can actually do that right now, right here with you guys. So let me show you what I mean. Because I was like, oh, let me try this on like my iPad, right? But I was like, no, wait, you know what? This might be good content. Like, this might be good content to make into like a YouTube short. So I kind of want to see if it's possible to make a Rothko in like something like MS Paint. And for those that like, you know, are vaguely familiar with him, you might just say that like, oh, there, done, you know? If you really want to like embody Rothko, you could also do this. You know, you just get your trusty fill tool. Oh, nope, messed that up. messed that one up. It's not letting me do the square. Okay, give me a second. Wasn't it letting me you know, do my thing here? Ah, whatever. If you really wanted to be ambitious, you could also do this, right? You know, and I feel like people will be like, ah, look, this is my Rothko here. Call it a day, right? But it turns out that his work does have a little bit more complexity. That's the thing, I tried to make like a box so that I could fill in just the box, right? So like you could just call it a day from that, but this is a little bit closer to what the process actually is. So you go here, I'm on MS Paint right now. Here's the key. There's different types of brushes here. You could do oil brush if you really want to kind of copy the process. And then over here, there's a slider that actually affects the transparency. Bring it all the way down to 25%. You already got your solid color here. And all you gotta do, you can even play around with the size of your brush. Beeplebees, hello. We're trying to imitate the controversial art of Mark Rothko, who I kind of like, my opinion of him has like done a 180 within the past 24 hours. But all you gotta do now is just click and drag. Click and drag. And that's it. Pretty simplistic, right? However, as you can see, because I put the transparency down all the way at 25%, you could also do like 20%, 30%, doesn't really matter. But because you played around with the transparency like that, each subsequent brush stroke adds a little bit more. So there's a little bit of dimensionality to it. Like, yeah, you really could just use a select tool. You could just like use a really opaque brush and draw a square and call it a day. But this is a little bit closer to the actual process that Rothko was doing. And if we really want to do that, we would do it with the whole canvas. And you could do this in different ways. You can either just click and like hold and unclick, hold and release, hold and release, hold and release. Or you could just like keep holding it and just keep on dragging and dragging and dragging, right? You could, either way, whatever you want to do. This is just how to like emulate the style. There isn't like a, you know, like a single way that you need to do this. But by doing this, it is kind of like imitating the art of doing it traditionally, in which like, Rothko didn't just like dip his paintbrush full of paint and just start doing like this. He did what's called washes. He's washes in terms of like you're putting subsequent layers on top of each other, and you're layering it and you're layering it and you're layering it. And I think the part that I started like appreciating more is that it becomes a meditative process. And then it also becomes a process of like experimenting with texture and experimenting with color. Because now I fill this up with like a very vibrant red that is getting a little hard to look at. So you could also bring it back down to like, let's say, let's do the orange. And now we're starting to bring it down. And as you can see, it's slowly kind of like building up this like a different flavor of color. Like a lot of people might say like a more complex color, because now this overlap is kind of like adding to the experience. And then you also kind of experiment with your own taste. Like you experiment with your own taste of like what colors you like. Because right now I'm doing like a transition of like red to orange to yellow. But you could also go crazy and you could add like green. Like these are two colors that are on completely opposite ends of the color wheel. And if you do that, as you can see, the colors interact with each other in a completely different way. I personally don't like that. So like basically it's a way of just like, it's a meditative process that lets you experiment with both texture and your own taste in color. And I think that's why like I suddenly like, I don't know, it's like something just kind of clicked for me. For me personally. For me personally, like something just kind of clicked of like, oh, this is how it is. This is like what that complexity that people are talking about. That like you just keep on layering and layering. And the thing is, you're not supposed to think with the mindset of like, I'm gonna turn out with something like, you know, that resembles something from real life. I'm just playing. There's nothing wrong with just playing when it comes to art, you know? Let me go ahead and catch up on chat. But hello, beeplebees. My Wi-Fi is finally fixed, so I can watch live streams without devouring all your data. Yippee! I'm glad. Yay! You've seen prettier watercolors? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, art is subjective, you know? You did that with minis. Yeah. So, yeah, that... With what we were talking about before with, like, Warhammer paints, like, that's what washes are, where, like, you're kind of just layering the colors on top of one another. This is not just paint, this is just painting in general, though, no? So, with washes, it's a very thin layer. That's what the difference is with, like, this slider over here, where, like, if I just put it up to 100, then I'm just, you know, painting with a solid color. Which, you know, depending on what you want to do, that's fine either way. But with washes, it's almost like, imagine diluting your paint to where, like, it still adds a little bit of pigment to it, but, like, it's these, like, multiple, subsequent strokes that kind of, like, I don't know, add a little bit of texture. Like, if you zoom in, you could see, like, where there's more yellow than red, right? Not trying to be an ass, I just don't get the difference. No, that's fair. I didn't interpret it that way of, like, yes, when it comes to painting, like, there's almost different... I'm not good at explaining this, but, like, there's a difference between, like, if you, let's say, open up a fresh, like, thing of paint, you could just dip your brush in and then, like, you know, put that brush on your canvas or on your paper. And, like, if you just put, like, a whole bunch of paint on your brush, then that spot that your brush touches is now red, or is now the color of your choice. But you could also dilute that paint into water. Or I don't know how oil painting works, really, but I think they dilute it with oil, I want to say. But, like, if you dilute it, then, like, then it's just, like, a really thin layer of paint. So as you can see, like, I'm, this edge over here is red, right? If I keep on, like, clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking, it's little by little turning yellow. Like, you see that, right? So, like, that's kind of, like, the process of, like, it's something, for those that like, for example, crocheting, it's a nice kind of repetitive motion that you can kind of just turn your brain off to. Though for me, crocheting, I can't turn my brain off because I have to count the stitches. But this is kind of, like, nice and just meditative. You could just do this. like all day long. But then like I'm doing this virtually. Imagine doing this with an actual like brush and canvas, you know? I do something similar when I do solid color backgrounds. The amount of layers I create makes my drawing app chug, but it's totally worth it for the subtle color and texture variety. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I use a lot of various brushes, colors, and masking layers. That's like the fun thing with digital art, for example, where like you can play around with stuff like that. It makes a nightmare to recreate the same thing twice. Yes, yes, and that's when you kind of have to like, because I encountered that same problem with my digital art where like I use a brush that like, do you guys see up here where there's orange and there's white? If I turn this secondary color like let's say like green, the brush that I use, it mixes them together so that like if you push really hard it's orange, but if you push really lightly it's green, which is really cool. But then if I pick another color, it's so hard to get that same color again. But then it's also kind of freeing in a way, in my opinion, because then it's like, it's almost like traditional painting where it's like, technically, yeah, it's kind of impossible to get the same color twice unless you're just getting it fresh out of the tube. But if you're color mixing, it's so hard to get the same color twice. So like, then it's kind of freeing because then you get so much cool texture that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise, right? So, and I think you kind of mentioned that too previously. So I totally 100% get that. Where like there are times where I wish I could just replicate the same color over and over again, but it's like, no, I have to get into the mindset that I can't do that. Thinking of watercolor style reminded me of my favorite comic artist, Mirka Andolfo, and her colors are always beautiful. She's definitely a pull up on a second monitor though, and not everything's safe for school. I will do that right now. I'm curious. I wish to see. Mirka Andolfo. Let's see. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. What the heck? I like the well, how do I say this? Like dimension? Like you could tell that this is gonna sound so dumb, but I like how you could tell the faces are round, you know? Like there's a certain roundness to how she paints that I like. Can I share a recent drawing I did like this in the Discord? Yes, please! Yes, 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 please! Weaken the pigment so it leaves a more subtle layer of paint. Yes! Yes! I'm so glad that you guys have such a good way of saying things that I'm explaining in a concise way. Like, I'll be struggling to be like, it does this thing that I really like, and you just have to go off of the vibes. And then, like, someone, like, right now, Matthew, will say it concisely, and I'll be like, yes, thank you! Like, sometimes it's, like, Peg School that says it, sometimes it's Folk, but, like, you know, it's... I feel like everybody got one. Everyone has had a time where, like, I'll be struggling to say something, and you guys will be like, it's like this. I'm so passionate about block color paintings. They're so underrated and overhated. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the roundest man you've ever seen? William Taft. Not IRL, though. But I'm down to look at more of Mirka Andolfo's works during like the next art appreciation, you know? So I'm down. So okay, so with that, all of that in mind, I'm just gonna be... See, I'm just gonna be doing this. I'm just gonna be doing my best Mark Rothko impression. But yeah, beeplebees, my opinion on color field paintings has literally changed overnight. I was a hater before. And now I'm like, you know what? I got something just clicked. Oh, you're doing art fight. You're doing art fight. Oh, cool. Gala Hughes, hello. Thank you for the raid. How you doing? Yo, you were playing Sonic Adventure DX? Is that the one with the song, the like, it's your boy Knuckles? Is that the one? Let me know how it went. Hello, thank you for the raid. For those who don't know me, my name is Babinka Bear. I'm your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer. And today we're just yapping, but we got into a conversation about modern art and Mark Rothko, who my opinion of Mark Rothko literally changed overnight. I used to be a hater. I'm now not a hater. So yeah, and then we were also admiring other folks' art because beeplebees just sent a cool attack that she did for someone on Art Fight. So we're gonna be looking at that. Let's see. A clever misdirect. She totally saw Round Boy Taft. Yeah, Chad asked me who was the roundest person I've seen. I said William Taft, the president, but he's dead. So I actually don't know who's the roundest. Maybe Galahughes, actually. I like your rotundness. Let's see. I think that was Sonic Adventure 2. Ah, okay. I don't know my Sonic games that well. I know that my partner Beans has played a couple of Sonic games, and he just showed me that one song, the like it's your boy Knuckles. Ding ding ding. Like there's like kind of a country sound to it. A little southern twang. It's a character drawing, but I'm referencing the background. Ah. Yeah, I want to kind of let's take a look at. Is it okay if I show your artwork on stream, or do you prefer if I for beeplebees? Is it okay if I show it on stream right now, or do you want me to just keep it in the Discord? I'm okay either way. I'm a Sonic beginner. Same. I lost my mind trying to fish. Oh no, is the fishing mechanic in that one hard? I'm so used to like the what's it called? The what's it called? Why am I blanking on this? The farming, the one farming game that took took the net by storm. The cozy farming game. Let's see. He is rotund. For me, as Kaio, a sumo wrestler, he's so round. Nice. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. That's crazy. Stardew, yeah. I'm so used to like the Stardew style where it's just like time it correctly and you get the fish, you know? Oh no. I'm thinking of another game. I'm thinking of the cult one. Wasn't the fishing mechanic for Stardew where like you have to, it is very exact, but then you have to like keep on clicking, right? For me, it's randomizer. I can't hear "It's Your Boy" without thinking of that one boy. Hey demons, it's your boy. SA1 fishing is janky. That game that's already janky otherwise, so not great. Oh no. Okay, let's put the MS Paint away just for a little bit. Take a look at some cool art by beeplebees. There we go. So this is cool. Beeplebee said that this is from an art fight. This is from Art Fight, an attack that you did. Are you thinking of Animal Crossing? I think Animal Crossing's pretty simple, right? Where like you just have to time it correctly. And then there's the cult game where you're the sheep. That one's also a little bit challenging, but like once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. This is cool. This is kind of reminding me of like Evangelion, but like I kind of like almost this like gothic horror to it. Gurren Lagann. Yeah, Cult of Lamb. Cult of Lamb, yes. There you go. I was like, it's not called Cult of Sheep. What is it? This is also cool because like I just want to get better at anatomy to the point where like I can recognize like, oh yeah, I know this is the brain stem, this is the brain, and this is like the neural connections and stuff. But I know you were referencing the background. So yeah, you can definitely see like a lot of kind of like dimension and kind of like playing around with textures with the background. The cool thing too about this technique is that the technique that we were talking about with like Mark Rothko. Oh, before I forget, once again, Galahughes, thank you for the raid. If you want to stick around, we're talking about like art. We're also talking about like modern art and color fields and stuff like that. But if you have to do some post-stream care, you know, take a nap, get some snackies and all that, no worries at all. Thank you again for raiding in and trusting me with your community. Cult of Dogs. But yeah, so like if you look at the background, for example, the cool thing with this technique with Rothko is that like it helps to have a good texture brush in whatever program you use, or if you're just using traditional, then the brush itself is like a good texture. But if you don't have like a textured brush, you don't really need it because what you're doing is layering, and the layering is building that texture itself. We're talking about rotund people. Exactly. I wish I knew about anatomy too. I was just looking at the character ref and winging it. Oh, cool. You made the texture brush yourself. That's awesome. I wish I knew how to do stuff like that. That's so cool. But yeah, as you can see, like, there's definitely a lot of layering. Like, it looks like there's kind of this blue, purple, kind of gray in the back with some, like, darker colors. But then it's overlaid with subsequent layers over it. Did I just say it's layered with layers over it? There's layering. There's lots of layers. It's like an ogre and an onion. There's many layers to it. But I think another thing that makes like this kind of like textured background work very successful is like playing around with colors. If you play around with colors, that in and of itself is going to add a lot of like kind of interest to the background as well. This is another cool one because this like line over here has a bit more of like a hard edge to it. Like if I zoom in all the way, look, the like outline of the brush itself is a little bit more obvious, and that makes a cool like almost watercolor effect, if that makes sense. But this is sick. I love this because it's very painterly. It's very digital painterly, where you can see each and every brush stroke. And I like that. I dig that. So very nice. The color as well. Because not only is this blue and like vibrant red, if you zoom in, I'm seeing a little bit of yellow. I think you layered a little bit of yellow and it's making it look green, right? Like take a really close look over here, right? So there's blue, there's this vibrant blue, and then as you get closer to like this white color, it's like blue tinted, right? And then you look over here, there's green. What the heck, where did that come from? If you look over here, right at almost like the middle of the brain over here, you see a little bit of like a yellow streak. And what that tells me is that it feels like you layered a yellow kind of like brush stroke here. It mixed with the blue, forming that green. And that's just color theory. Ah, you can see it here too. Like it's yellow here, but then the closer you get to blue, it's green. So that's the cool thing about using washes and using kind of like these transparent, what did Matthew say again? Weaken the pigment so it leaves a more subtle layer of paint. So it's a subtle yellow like layer of paint that when you overlay it on the blue, it makes green. Because, you know, when those two colors mix, that's the color that it makes, right? So I don't know, that's just cool. Like when I was learning how to paint in community college, like I understood color theory. Like I understood that if you mix these two colors together, it makes this. But I always had this assumption of like, you had to mix it before it even got on the canvas. Like if you want to paint something green, you have to mix the blue and the yellow together before it's even on your brush. Or you know what, you're using the brush to mix it, but before it's even on the canvas, you have to mix it. I wasn't really a person that subscribed to the idea of mixing it on the canvas itself. You know, and I feel like, let me try and show you guys what I mean. Let's put the MS Paint back on. You know what, let's just start a new one. Don't save. Let's say, let's just make this a regular brush, make it small. Let's say that this is my canvas over here. This is my little like tray where I mixed all the colors. You got your primary colors, your red, your yellow, your blue. Should have watched more Bob Ross. He did both kinds of mixing quite a bit. Yeah, and like, you know what? He did, but I kind of ignored whenever he did it on the canvas itself. Not ignored, but like, for example, like, I don't know why in my mindset it's like, all right, you have to mix. If I want to make orange, you know, I get this yellow over here. Combine them together, you get your orange. And then same over here. Blue over here gives you green, right? And then you take your brush, you know, and then you transfer that color, that orange, over here. But what you do with washes is like you have a thin layer of red. Let's say I have like another brush here. And then let's also say I have like a bowl of water right here. And I have a red. I mix that here with the water and it dilutes it so that the color gets a little bit closer to this. So instead, I put that color here on the canvas, and then let's say I do the same thing but with yellow. So I'm putting that right here, mixing it with the water. And it gives me kind of like a transparent yellow. You know what, that's a little... Here, like a transparent yellow. So then, I use this brush, and I overlay it here on top of the red. So you can see the red, you can see the yellow, and then right where they both intersect is the orange. So yeah, that's one way that you could just color mix on the canvas itself. So that's basically what beeplebees had done. There you go. So you got this blue over here. Oh, you can't see my cursor. You got the blue over here. You put a little bit of yellow over it, and then the spots where they intersect is green. I know, pretty neat, right? And that's also like that's pretty much the essence of like the Rothko color field paintings is like let's see. And don't worry, I will catch up on chat eventually. Is that basically he was doing this a whole bunch of times to the point where like it eventually finally became like opaque, you know? He's doing this same motion over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Let's see, is there a way that I could like speed up this process? I mean, technically no, because the point is that it's supposed to be slow and meditative, right? So imagine doing that so many times. So that's like hundreds of layers of thin, super thin paint just on this canvas. And just building up that color and building up that color. And then you introduce a new color. You introduce a new color. Let's say that I put in this yellow. I just do it over and over and over and over again. And that's what you did. And you see, I like these colors that naturally transition into each other, like red into yellow, like you see that in sunlight. But you could also go crazy and add like, you know, you could add purple right in the middle of that. And what's crazy is this is purple. But as I add it to this picture with like all this intense yellow, it looks like a blue, it almost looks gray actually. Let me zoom in. It looks gray. So I don't know, that's like the cool part to me, is that like now you're just experimenting with colors and seeing like what becomes vibrant, what color is gonna come out of like all of this like weird color mixing. Like if I put brown, you know, what if I put a vibrant green on top of that? And yeah, a lot of it is just playing. It's just playing around. We're just having a ball. Alright, let me catch up on chat right now. I sharpened the F out of the image to make it crunchy and then cut out squares on top and put it on top, which is where some of those weird colors from. Which is where those weird colors come from. So I like that because it's like digital collaging. It's almost like you're doing collage with like, it's like traditional collage, but I feel like when a lot of people think of collage, they think of like cutting things out of magazines, right? Which yeah, that's just as fair when it comes to collage, but you can also collage with just traditional like colors and textures and stuff, so that's cool. Color theory is the devil. Bob Ross stream when? That could be a good watch along. I wonder if there's a good way to follow along with Bob Ross digitally. I've tried many a time. It's doable, but you can't do it within the 30 minutes of each episode. It's like you kind of have to like keep on pausing, essentially. The orange is right there! Someone smarter than me has probably figured it out. Digital painting never clicked for me. Yeah, it's definitely different. Like, I feel like digital art for some people can be very accessible because you don't have to, for example, like... for me, I saw digital art as more accessible because like you could just use MS Paint, but also I was always worried about wasting paper, you know? Whereas for other people who don't have like access to like an iPad or like a reliable computer, MS Paint and digital paint isn't super reliable. And another thing is like texture. Like to get really good, like if you do traditional art, texture is a given. Like, you get texture just by putting paint on the canvas or by putting watercolor on the watercolor paper. It already has texture. It comes right with your traditional media. But with digital, it's kind of hard to do texture sometimes. And what a lot of people do, and I'm guilty of this too, is just use another brush. Like, they use a brush that is meant to emulate that. Like, and a good example is MS Paint. Like, if you look at MS Paint, there's all of these... Oh, dang, you can't see it. But trust me when I say there's different brushes in MS Paint. I don't know why it's not showing. Me mixing all my paints and getting an ugly brown gray. What's cool is that then you could just keep on going. You could just keep on going. Let's make gray right now. Let's put some blue on here. And I'll even tell you what's gonna turn into gray. You know what? Let's put up a little color wheel here. Let's do a little bit of color theory. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. There's magenta, but I never count magenta. I always just do purple. This is your color wheel. Anything that is opposite of that color is what's called complementary to it. And if you mix them together, it's gonna turn gray. Like, essentially. So if you mix red with green, for example, gonna turn gray. Laker colors, go Lakers, gonna turn gray. Blue with orange, I forgot what team this is. The Knicks? I don't know. Like, gonna turn gray. However, I'm gonna show you something. So let's do red. Red, but green inside of it. They're not mixing together, but they're just like overlaid on each other. The red actually emphasizes the green. It makes it almost like glow a little bit more because of that. You can also do the same with like blue and orange. You know what, let me draw some lines to show that like these are opposites. So these are opposites, these are opposites, and these are opposites. But if you start mixing them together, that's where it gets kind of weird. So let's get the red. Make the brush a little bit bigger. Let's get the red right here. And remember how we tried this out with the yellow and it made orange in the middle? Let's get the green. And let's just see what happens. All right, let's just see what happens. So here's green here, and then let's mix it together. So it kind of turns into like a brown, right? Like a muddy brown. Hard to tell. There is a color picker, so if we just color pick this color, yeah, it's like a gray brown, right? Let's do the same thing with orange. We got orange over here, and then let's get blue. So blue is its own thing. Oh, you know what? It's Nickelodeon colors. Like, it's Nick Jr. colors. So once they overlap, though. All right, so that, I think that color is very similar, actually. So color pick that in the center. It's more of a blue compared to this. And then let's do it with, what are we leaving out? Laker colors, Laker colors. All right, we got our purple. We got our yellow, and then we inch it a little bit closer. Color pick that. And yeah, you get a brown. So if you get these complementary colors and you mix them together, yeah, they're gonna turn gray and brown. But what's cool about this is that you could just try again. You could just keep on layering and layering. Color theory stops being evil when you forget it exists, and splatter whatever colors you like onto the canvas. It'll look good eventually. Yeah, I agree. My favorite colors are black and white. That's my favorite colors to wear because I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of color theory in art, but when it comes to fashion, out the window. I just can't. I just can't. As a mini painter, there are many shades of gray, brown, and black. Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's at least 50. Mixing a bunch of colors till you get the right one is neat, yeah. Not brown, not brown. Is Binky okay? She's saying brown a lot. As daily hue, we call it dark moderate brown or something like that. Yeah, it's like gem fusion. It's like gem fusion. Hold on.
64 slices of American cheese.
Yeah, no magnifying glass. Let's go. Let's freaking go. I get the cheese. Yo, why is my Spotify? It's not letting me listen to what I want to listen to. Gem fusion, you say? Dang it, she's been fed. I have. Back together. Oh, I'm small. No, is it because I played the Steven Universe? It's too late, I've already had my cheese. Come at me without any of your fancy tools. Isn't it weird how much she sounds like Estelle? I can't finish that mute. The Beetle! You got your sticker. And you summon the legs. Is you single? Yeah, never stop when we made together. My voice! Oh, we're so cubist. We're so cubist. I am made. Oh. Did you know that many art programs have color blending error that makes gradients have a weird gray in the middle? Mixing blue and yellow IRL will give you green, but unless your art program has a don't F up the... Oh! No! We broke the pipes. And speaking of opaque, the waves are no longer transparent. They're very opaque. She eats the sulfuric cheese. Unless your art program has the don't F up the gradients option, blue and yellow will make gray. The water's so dark. We're so soluble. It used to be transparent. I don't know why it's not. You know what? We could try to fix it. We could try to fix it. Well, we're gonna have to go into the supply closet. So it's gonna be a little dark. Alright, let's see if we can fix this. To think again, 'cause I am a feeling I will never end. Blending mode. There's a blending mode. Screen. Stable. Subtract. Add. There's no way for me to make this transparent. She hates the alpha channel. Properties? Apply alpha in linear space? Wait, is that it? Is that the key? Lighten? No, it didn't do it. Dang it. I'll figure it out another time. You know what? I'll add it to the notepad. I need to fix the pancake speaking redeem, and I need to fix the pipes. And we do have an ad break, so maybe that'll give me some time to fix the pipes. But also, speaking of all this like color mixing, look at this like weird color we made in the center. It feels like, I don't know what it feels like. What how would you describe this color? How would you describe this color? It's like I'm adding some blue to it. Oh man, this is from the movie. Blue? Right? It feels like a burnt ravioli. Right? That's what I'm seeing. I'll fix the pipes on break. We come back and the broken pipes redeem is gone. You know me so well. Anyway, recess. Light moderate blue. You're not just kidding. You're not JK at all. Oh, ad break. We're back. I got caught up in, I'm trying to reset the canvas without just resetting the canvas. I'll show you what I mean. But let's catch up on chat first. Let's catch up on chat. Let's see, great villain? Yeah, I agree. I like the movie a lot, actually. Spinel. I like her songs a lot. I like, oh, what is that? What is the... I also like Let Us Adore You, but what's Drift Away. I was like looking through the I was looking through the playlist. I was like, what is that one song that is just so good by Spinel? Drift Away. I was looking up to see if there are any guides for ways to follow Bob Ross digitally, and one page I saw just proudly proclaims it's not possible while sounding really dismissive about digital art. Yeah, like I'm not surprised. Like I feel like there's really strange unfounded hate on like either side of like the art world when it comes to like, oh, digital artists have it so easy, or like, oh, traditional artists, you know, like they're going on hard mode on purpose or something like that. And it's like both traditional and digital are awesome, you know, like, and they both have their weaknesses and they both have their strengths. You know, there's that joke of like, if you're a digital artist going to traditional and you try to like do the undo only to realize that there is no undo. You know, they both have their benefits and I love both. But yeah, my big thing with like digital is that it's hard to do textures unless you like either make your own brush or you have like another brush. What about one of those brushes that are like, oh, like a kind of like a stroke, and then you make macros with your mouse so it clicks a bunch of times to emulate the ways he draws? Happy little trees, that'd be cool, right? Use a bigger brush and aggressively blend your colors. I feel like it is possible to emulate Bob Ross. The only thing is just not within the 30 minutes. Just because like, yeah, like I said, the big thing with digital art is that like emulating the textures that just come naturally to traditional, right? Like even the different brushes that he uses, like fan brush, or the way that he just like dry brushes, you know, like that I think you can emulate on something like digital, even like MS Paint, right? But it just takes a little bit longer. I figure there's got to be some blending options that'll get close enough. Yeah, even with like, I keep talking about MS Paint, but the oil brush actually does like a good job of emulating the texture. But I think it's hard to do like the paint splatter and the color mixing, and yeah, there's just a lot. Bob Ross uses wet on wet. He speeds up the blending by starting with a color on the canvas that is wet so that every stroke blends. Yeah, that's another way that he does like this whole like 30, like he's able to finish a painting within 30 minutes. For one, he's been practicing for years and years. You know what? Let's go to the class so that you can hear the music as well. Look, I turned it into like a cheese. Like, I don't know what I did with my canvas over here. But yeah, Matthew is completely correct. That's one of the perks of oil painting. Yes! Oh my god, let's listen to Drift Away now. I kinda wanna listen to Drift Away. I didn't warm up my voice before before streaming, so it might sound croaky. You're not a real artist until you've painted a fresco, guy I made up. You're not a real artist until you've made your own tempera paint with eggs. Direct quote from the site asked if his techniques can be done digitally. No, the whole principle of Bob's method is blending oil paints on wet oil canvas. Not a megabit nor pixel in sight! Dang, okay, boomer. I love this song. That's what I'm after. The sound of her laughter. I feel like if you set up your brushes and colors beforehand, you can do it in real time, which they do with physical paintings anyway. Yeah, exactly. Pros of oil paints, nice blending. Cons, cancer. Yeah. The fumes from what is it, the paint thinner, right? I thought I was gonna say cons, it takes forever to dry, right? You're not a real artist until you've been excommunicated by the Pope at least once. At least once. So the reason why I reset the canvas like this, turpentine, yeah, the turpentine. Pros, cool colors you see after painting for hours. The imaginary colors. It's how Van Gogh did his thing. Drift. So I kind of want to imitate this work. That's why I painted the canvas yellow. I want to imitate this one. So let me get like a let me get my reference up here. Let me get MS Paint down here. So you guys won't be able to see the reference, but I will. So let's finish making this more yellow. We're gonna try to hide the red so it doesn't look like a burnt piece of cheese. Though, you know what? That might be a cool idea, is that like we emulate Mark Rothko, but we make things like a burnt piece of cheese. I saw there's an artist that actually kind of like emulates Rothko's process, but he makes these really cool gradients. Let me see if I can find it again. His name is Gary Grayson, which sounds like, I don't know, a pseudonym for like a superhero. Yeah, like a grilled cheese, right? Isn't that cool? And isn't that cool? And aren't I a fool to have Grayson Art Rothko? Happily watching her drift. These ones arguably are like I kind of like a lot more than Rothko's, but it's called after Rothko. Look at these. Isn't that sick? Like, these are radical colors, right? But it's called after Rothko, so he's clearly like inspired and or commentating on Rothko. But the way he uses the colors, I just kind of like better, you know? It's like these like wild transitions. You know what? Maybe we can try to emulate this instead. Because Grayson is Robin. Yeah, Dick Grayson, right? I like Dick Grayson, but I also like Damian Wayne and Jason Todd a little bit more. I think I talked about this before, but like I don't know too much about Tim Drake, and I could just never get into him. But my like tier list of like the 4 guy Robins that are really well known, because I know there's like a whole bunch of other Robins too. My tier list is like Damian Wayne, Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, Tim Drake. Here. With us in the palace. I like names all the Robins. No, I put an order. I need this artist to recreate the unpleasant gradient in their style. Tell me more about the unpleasant gradient. I love the smell of turpentine, which I think is my brain trying to leave my body. You're not her, but you were hers. What it meant to love her. Okay, let's do this. Let's make this yellow. So we're not gonna imitate Rothko, we're gonna imitate After Rothko by Gary Grayson. Google the unpleasant gradient. It's an old meme. I'm so curious. Is it like chartreuse? Like poopy brown with like booger green? Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, no, I'm having a dead dove moment. I don't know what I expected. Oh, good lord. Like, imagine the euphoria of 3 giant women singing at you. Exactly what it says. Yup. Dead dove. Like, this one is even more so though. Like, dang, I just did the yellow, otherwise I would do the unpleasant gradient. Like, not the dead dove. No, I didn't mean it like that. Oh no. Oh no. I'm talking about Arrested Development. I didn't even realize. I would never want to see a dead dove. Ever. I love doves. I think they're neat. It seems like you're trying to emulate Rothko. Oh my god. Can you imagine like Clippy comes out at you and is like, here, let me make it better, and just like AI generates it. Oh, it comes up like this. And then there's like a red. I think this is pretty cool because it also lets you do like transitions and stuff. And then there's straight up like a dark purple. One, two, three, four. Make this super thin. No, Clippy would never support AI. I say as he isn't cheering on AI from the grave. I mean, it could be argued that he was like the proto-AI. He was the ancestor. Oh no, I missed it. There's like another purple up here. I forgot all about some of these Steven Universe episodes. I remember I used to like... It was like this. It was Steven Universe and Young Justice that I would like wait for new episodes on like bated breath. You know, I'd be like counting down the days. Like, oh, when's the new episode? When's the new episode? And it's so far back that I remember like... Well, for Young Justice, I would talk with my friend on Facebook about the new episodes. Like, we would live react on Facebook. And Young Justice, I think it was Twitter or Tumblr, but I do remember like live reacting to like new episodes on of Steven Universe.
My darling son, I remember when I would sing to you and I would do it again.
Ah, dang, there's an orange I missed too.
In this world of gems, there's no one like you.
Should take Roy G. Biv, randomize it, make a gradient from that. That's an idea. That would be a great march song if it didn't last 30 seconds. Clippy crawled so AI assistants could eat, poop, and die. At least Clippy had a certain charm to him, even if it was annoying. A lot of the first couple seasons of songs were much weaker than the later stuff. Yeah, the later stuff is like very monumental almost. Kid Me thought Clippy was so cool. I would visit the Sug.Rocks website that some 4chan guys made to save leaked episodes. Oh my gosh, what a blast from the past. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, even 4chan was into it, right? We're different. Whoa. Why don't you let yourself just be wherever you are? Look at this place. Look at the faces. I've never seen you look like this before. Isn't it nice to find yourself somewhere different? Wow. Why don't you let yourself just be wherever you are? Look at this place. Alright, this is turning into something. And yeah, it's a lot of clicks. I've just been like clicking my mouse over and over, but this is turning into something that I'm liking. And all this is just with a very basic brush. It was always big news, there's a new Steven bomb planned in 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, the Steven bombs. Bigger news, episodes leaked. Rip Lars Sadie. I thought they were cute, and then I remember watching a clip lately, like kind of like being like they were kind of like bad for each other. Also, I like the reveal that Lars is Filipino, by the way. I thought that was neat. This gave me trauma flashbacks. Let me save this real quick. Save this as a PNG. Yeah, this is what I was trying to emulate. And then, oh, never mind. This is what I was trying to emulate, and then this is what we ended up with. You know, there's something there. There's something there. So let's do one more. Let's do one more. New. Pink Lars was monumental, yeah. Do you remember the theories that Steven and Lars would fuse and they would make stars? I remember that. I think that was the cool thing about like being in a fandom as the show was still airing, is just all the theories of like, I think this is gonna happen. Lars died and turned pink so Jax could get abstracted. Dang. I still haven't watched past the first episode of what is it, Digital Circus, by the way. Is it worth it? I haven't heard good things about the fandom, but I don't know about the series itself. Okay, last thing, we're gonna take a stab at the unpleasant gradient. we're gonna try it. We're gonna do it. Let's see. Series is pretty fun. It's good. Cartoon Network's Steven Universe release schedule was so horrid and messed up, and the pacing was good. It's a good show? Okay, cool. I just heard bad things about the fandom. No fandoms are good anymore, that's fair. Amazing Digital Circus watch-along? Ah, but we're doing a Digimon one, though. We're doing a Digimon one. We could. How long is each episode of Amazing Digital Circus? Because I would consider it. Alright, so let's do this. Let's do the unpleasant gradient. We're gonna start with a big brush. Bigger brush. There we go. But we're gonna do it in the style of Rothko. And you know what? I think I want to add some like extra colors in here. But don't worry, we are gonna go back to the green that you see in the unpleasant gradient. I just want to kind of like put a little bit of like lighter colors in the background so that like the texture will come through. Like a comet. The toxic Jackson Pollock fandom. It's me, I'm the Jackson Pollock fandom. You know what my idea is for Jackson Pollock? Like, because if we're doing Mark Rothko and MS Paint, I kind of want to do a Jackson Pollock one, but do you know what the best way to do that is? Kid Pics. Do you guys remember Kid Pics? The art program. See, the fandom sucks. The show is pretty good, but I lost all love for Carrot when that vid of the creators repeatedly said, "Whoa, really? Holy crap, holy." See, even just with adding this like neon green underneath, it already makes the color look a little bit better, right? This is what I mean, that like, you know what? I see what Rothko's cooking up now. I'm picking up what he's putting down. Like, it's subtle, but it's there, you know? Like, when you zoom in, it's like, yeah, you know what? I see it. 10-30 minutes? Doable. And there's what, like, is it 11? How many episodes is there again? Are there? Okay, so the next color is this, like, is like this pink. Let's do, what should the underlayer be? We could just do pink. Yeah, let's do, yeah, let's do pink. Okay, this is an interesting effect. It feels very vibrant, like this pink against the green. And you know why? Because technically these are complementary colors. They are opposite the color wheel. Because the opposite of green is red, right? But pink is kind of like a light red. But also this is very saturated, so it's almost all like a little purple too.
just isn't fair.
It's
That you were so little
it's getting there. It's coming out. Oh man, here's the song. Here's the song. All right, this is getting interesting. It's getting interesting. Kitpix, my beloved. My version was Kitpix 3D. Ah, okay. I don't know what. I think mine was like 2 or 3. I remember playing it for the first time in elementary school, in the computer lab. Okay, the last color is like a not great orange. How about this? I'm gonna add a red, just as like a little bit of like a. Just a couple layers of the red. We'll overlay it with the pink, and then we'll move on to the ugly orange. This forever. What's the gem that you are? I am made. It was crazy. Saw the clip and they just kept repeating it for so long. I felt actually sick. That reminds me of there was a Filipino band that I used to really like as a kid. They were called MYMP. They're like kind of like a really popular Filipino like pop band. I think actually they're more acoustic now that I think about it, but I really like one of their songs in like the 2000s, and they were all the rage with like young Phil-Ams and Filipinos back in the day. But I think a couple years back they dressed up in blackface and like kind of doubled down on it. It was just kind of like I don't know how I feel about that. I heard that was one of the voice actors like over 10 years ago, unless it's a different one. The computer station was the highlight of the kindergarten playtime. Yeah. Alright, the last part of the unpleasant gradient is this like desaturated orange. So let's get this orange and then we'll like bring it down. What I am their patience. Actually, yeah, it's kind of a brown, actually. I mean, in essence, yeah, desaturated orange is basically brown. So, all right, let's try it out. I already don't like it. It's like poopy brown. But maybe I feel like there's a way that we can still fix this. But I already like the pink on the green was fine. The pink on the green was fine, but like introducing the brown is like, oh, I don't like that. You know what? Let's put an orange underneath. Let's put an orange.
Now it's really freaking out. What do I do? I don't want that for you.
Do. You know what? I'm realizing the shape of this kind of looks like a beeper.
Everybody tells me life is precious
On the planet Earth.
that means what I have to protect you. What if somehow you get hurt?
Alright, now we gotta overlay the brown on top of it again. I don't like this shade of brown. Should we, like, make it more red, I guess? Ooh. Ah, what color even is that? It's like...
What am I going to tell you? You're
better off not knowing the trouble I'm in.
I don't want you to worry.
It's Dookie Brown. There's multiple voice actors. The creator was in stream and didn't do anything about it. They were grown adults and it was in 2018. People knew how bad it was in 2018. Chocolate brown. My least favorite color is that one yellow brown underneath the cyan. Like, it's like a chartreuse, right? Now that's Dookie. Alright, let's see what happens when we overlay this color. Maybe the orange will shine through and save this.
If you're evil and you're on the rise,
Oh my god, Steven's voice actor sounds so young in this.
taking you down, 'cause we're good and evil never beats us. But when the fight
I still don't like this. It's like poopy.
we'll always save the day.
Like, the green and the pink was fine. It's the brown that's like... That it's like, oh no. Of this world, believe in. And Steven. I think the orange helps it a little bit. The orange helps a little bit, you know, because otherwise it just looks like poop. Like, it doesn't look as bad as it could. The pink and green is fine. The pink and green is fine. It's like the chocolate brown that's like, I don't like that. I wonder how chartreuse would look under it. We could do that. The chartreuse is kind of like this, like, in between. Yeah, kind of like this, like a desaturated matcha almost. Yeah, kind of like that. All right, let's check this out. I think this is actually like helping it because now it's turning into kind of like moss on top of dirt, you know? Together and exist as me. Name of rose quartz and everything that she believed in. The earth is everything I've ever known. Actually, you know what? I think the chartreuse actually helps because it's like it's mixing with the green of the background, you know? It looks like— yes! I was trying to remember what that was called, the Hubba Bubble Gum, yeah. The green makes it more dookie coated. Oh my gosh. Poop brown to poop green. Alright, let's put— if we put the brown over that, will that make it even better? And Steven! There's like no fixing this brown. Like there's no like, I think a better artist than I could probably make it work, but this is like— I think the green actually made it work. I think the orange was kind of helping it, and then the chartreuse was like, nah dog. Like, is that like a little bit better? Right? Highlighter yellow? You can do highlighter yellow.
Ingredients in harmony, we mix together perfectly. Come on and share this jam with me. All right, everything begins with your stance. Remember, you do it
For him, and you'll do it again. You do it for her, that is to say, you'll do it for him. Keep your stance wide. Keep your body low. This looks good with just the yellow, actually. I kind of like how it looks with just the yellow. But if we're trying to do unpleasant gradient, we're gonna have to cover this up with the poopy brown. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your stance wide. Keep your body lowered. Like this is not too bad. And maybe treat whatever disease you have. Eat less spinach gradient. New color unlock. P! Now I'm thinking pastry. Yellow with golden brown edge. That's a custard. There you go. Alright, let's put the brown back over it. Maybe this will help? Or will this become pee and poop? Do it for her. That's how you know you can sing. You do it for her, that is to say, you do it for him. Deep down, you know you weren't built for fighting, but that doesn't mean you're not prepared to try. What they don't know is I keep on thinking of the meme of like, we're gonna have to kill this guy, Steven. Prepared to die. That I'm just a human, but you know that I can draw my sword and fight with my short existence. Good, I can make a difference. Yes, excellent. Why does it smell like caca and wee whiz in here? No. You do it for her. Okay, now do it again. Yes, ma'am. I'll do it for her, that is, you say you'll do it for him. I think the orange is what we, you know what? Orange as the, how about orange as like the transition? Maybe that's the key. Because if you look at Unpleasant Gradient, it looks a little orangey, right? Or am I just coping?
What can I do?
For you. That reminds me of like distinct ice cream sandwich bread. Ooh. What else can do? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? Alright, Poopy Brown.
You are so much fun. I hadn't planned on finding you quite this entertaining. I like your band and I like your song. I like the way
Human beings playing. I like playing around. Oh.
What can I do for you?
I think the orange is helping. I think the orange is actually helping. It does kind of remind me of Hubba Bubba. No one else can do. What can I do for you? I think the orange is helping. It now kind of reminds me of like a Tamagotchi in a way, right? There's also like a teensy bit of blue in the intersection of the green and the pink, so we can add that too. And then there's the part where Rose and Pearl fuse. And then there's like this pink. Yeah, you know what? It's those transitions. The transitions actually help with making the unpleasant gradient a little bit more pleasant. Right? Alright, I think this is it. Now it's construction coded. Ooh. Like a funky building? Curious. Very curious.
maybe you're better off with her.
Alright, I think this is gonna be my attempt at a Rothko-esque unpleasant gradient. I'm gonna go ahead and save this and then we'll call it.
Guess I got carried away. I had to use you to make me feel strong, but I don't care about that now.
Wait, who sings this? Is this Amethyst?
I see a tower built out of my mistakes, and it all comes crashing down.
Michaela Dietz? Is that Sapphire?
Is there something I can do? Is there something
These colors are very distinct with highlighters and spray paint about around a construction zone. I see. Alright, this is the unpleasant gradient, and then this is what we made with it. There we go, right? It's Amethyst, okay. Petition for ugly gray between the green and the pink. Ugly gray between the green and the pink. Yeah, we could do that.
I can't help it if I make a scene. Stepping out of my hot pink limousine. I'm turning heads and I'm stopping traffic. When I pose, they scream, and when I joke, they laugh. I've got a pair of eyes that
Is this Sadie? Who sings this one?
hypnotized by the way I'm walking. I've got them dazzled like a stage magician. When I point, they look, and when I talk, they listen well. Everybody needs a friend, and I've got you and you and you. So many I can't even name them. Can you blame me?
Wait, it's Marceline? Did this suddenly become...
Haven't you noticed that I'm a star? I'm coming.
No, it's still Steven Universe. I was like, did we suddenly become... Oh, Stevani. Okay. I was like, wait, did we transition to Adventure Time music?
See me burning. Now everyone can see me.
Oh, the VA. Oh, I didn't realize that they shared a VA. Dang, goes to show like how like my memory of Steven Universe has faded a bit. I don't remember how freaky it was though.
Where did we go? What did we do? I think we made
Something entirely new.
and it wasn't quite me.
And it wasn't quite you.
I think it was someone
Entirely new.
well, I just can't stop thinking.
Savani's VA is other person, but the singer for that supposed to be a famous singer in universe. Oh, okay, okay. Gwen Stefani. I heard she got weird, Gwen Stefani. Let's see, save.
No, don't be. And now you're here forever.
Alright, yeah. Let's go ahead and call it.
What about me?
Singer's Olivia something, the VA from Marceline. Ah, okay, okay. I really like the way you blended the colors. Thank you. Like I said, this is growing on me. The color fields, it's growing on me. Okay, what are we moshing to? Oh, you know what? First of all, I need to turn off raids. There we go. And then what are we moshing to today? Oh yeah, and one of these days we're gonna do kid pics, but like not Mark Rothko, Jackson Pollock. Okay, YouTube. Should we mosh to Steven Universe? Is there a metal? Okay, so I know it looks like my marker is like here, but I watched this whole video. I watched this whole 9-hour video. Yeah, Kid Pics and its 20 undue noises. Your art jump scare. It's fantastic art. I love it. I love it. Thank you for showing me that art. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, Digimon Up is coming out. Steven Universe. Sadie song? On the planet Earth. Anything that's worth more than— oh yeah! Working Dead song. With me! Watching to the most solemn Steven Universe music. Then November, then Death in November. Alright, let me fix the pipes real quick. Whoa. Oh, it's still on cooldown. It's okay. Digimon Up, yeah. By the way, beeplebees, I'm like fully caught up on Beat Break. And this newest arc, I'm so excited for it. I just don't want to stop this song in the middle, but I have to. Got distracted by layering and gradients. Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and mosh. So for any new students in the class today, this is our end of stream tradition. We have an end of stream mosh pit. Once you hear the music, go ahead and start spamming your favorite emotes in the chat, and I'm gonna make your little stream avatars under the water there fight each other. There's no correlation between how many emotes you spam and who wins the mosh pit. It's not rigged, it's RNG. Are they out of filler? Oh, the gift arc? I guess it is filler, but I liked it. No, don't spam rigged. The way Rose gave up the white core so fast pissed me off. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. But alright, once you hear the music, get to moshing. Alright, let me see who we can raid into. Where's the... I want the like actual song. Okay, yeah, let's start here. There we go. Mm, 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 mm. Devin's the winner. See, I'm telling you guys that it's not rigged. I keep telling you guys, but you just don't believe me. I'm still seeing who we can... I think we can raid into Gadrian. I feel like we haven't raided into him in a minute. Let's see, how much time do we have? We have enough time for another round. You paid $5, you liar. You're lying. I remember all the theories that came from this song. Oh my gosh. Payment received, stop! You guys are too much. Wow. Is that the end of the song already? Oh, I guess it is. Here, we'll end up on this. We'll end up on this. Because I like this one. Especially the shot where she ate the donut while looking a lot like Lars. Oh my gosh. They're waiting for you. Come on, come on. Sadie really got it over a decade ago. Don't say that. And you were hers. Wow, love these reformed fascists like showing their affection. It's not rigged. It's not. It's not. Alright, one more round, just because I like this song. Oh, one more round. Payment received. Oh my gosh. With us in the palace, they're waiting for you. You should have just walked out on them. Come on, come on. Just let us adore you. Oh, by the way, spoilers for the movie, I guess. Come on, come on. Just let us adore you. But you were hers. You know what it meant to love her. You remind us so much of her. I like this part where she just bounces. Right here, right now, I'll love again. I've already found someone. It's not rigged. No, it's not rigged. Funniest part of the feature was when the diamonds came to Earth and they're like, dang, you live like this. Dang. Let us adore you. You're not her, but you was hers. Spoiler alert on a decade-old movie. Stop! Can't believe it's been that long. Here, right now, we'll love again. We've already found someone. Forgot the ship looks like that. Alright. No, we're not there. As much as I want to, we're not. We're gonna raid. We're gonna raid into Gadrian. He's playing Pal World. I'll see you guys. No, I'm not old. Alright, I'll drive you guys home. Alright, I'll see you guys on Thursday, where we're gonna be doing our decade study on the 1910s. Old times with Zeppelins and mustard gas. You guys ready? Alright, start the raid. I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, and evening, and as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye! Genuinely thought you were gonna be like, alright, one more again. No. Thanks for the stream. Thank you. The war. Exactly. Alright, see you guys later. Peace and love. We raid.